In this video, I'm going to be going over creatures that used to be extremely rare, but now are extremely common, or at least pretty easy to find. First on the list, we have the Ovis. This one will spawn in the Arctic area, as well as some other places on the map, not just in the Arctic, but it was still really hard to find because they're super small, hard to spot, don't spawn that much, and when they do spawn, they get killed off really quickly. But this was made super easy to find when Ragnarok came out, because they would spawn in huge herds in the Highlands biome. You could pretty much go there and instantly find huge herds of them and get as much mutton as you could possibly want. And now they're extremely easy. All you have to do is go to Ragnarok. Next we have the Tuso. This one I wouldn't say was as rare as the Ovis, but it was still extremely rare. They are easier to spot because they're so big, but of course they don't really spawn that much at all, and you'd have to look across the entire island or some of the other maps just to find one, and they would only spawn like one at a time and not really that much. But when Ragnarok came out, they added this huge trench on the left side of the map that would basically just be a giant Tuso spawn area. When Ragnarok first came out, I'm pretty sure it was glitched and there were like hundreds of Tusos here, which is kind of funny, but now you can find at least like 10 of them. I went there and I found like 10 of them like pretty much instantly, and there's 4 in this one clip here, so you can see there's lots of Tusos and you can find them really easily. Next we have the Aberant Megalania. This one's a bit interesting because I'm pretty sure it was on Aberration at one point, because I've heard people used to trade them on official servers, which would easily make this the rarest creature considering it stopped spawning and the only way you could get it is from people trading them on servers. But that all changed when Fjordur came out and they added this thing officially to the game, and it was in this little cave in the underwater area. I'm pretty sure the reason they removed it from Aberration is because they didn't want any climbing creatures to make it easier for Aberration, because the rock drake is supposed to be the creature that can climb and make the game easier once you actually get it, and if you could tame the Megalania, it would make the game way easier on Aberration. Next we have the Ice Wyvern. This one came out with Ragnarok and was the first map to ever have an Ice Wyvern. And originally it would just spawn like in random areas on the map, like there was just be nests in random areas of the Arctic biome, and it's still like that to this day. Of course, there was no wyvern, like ice wyvern trench or anything, so you just had to like hope you'd stumble upon one. They were really hard to find. But now you can go into maps like Volguera, Lost Island, and Fjordur, and they all have ice wyvern trenches, and you can easily just go grab an egg and there'll be tons of wyverns there just waiting for you. So they're pretty much super easy to find now. And then we have the normal Megalania. So there's 2 Megalanias on this list, but this one would only spawn in caves, and it's really hard to find, and it still is in things like Ark Ascended and stuff if you're playing on those maps, because they like rarely spawn in the caves and they're really hard to spot. But when Ragnarok came out, once again, there was a spot on the beaches where you could find tons of these Megalania just sitting there, and they were pretty easy to spot, and it made them way easier to tame too, because you didn't have to go in the caves and try to tame them in there. You could just go and knock them out on the beach, and it was super easy. And then we have the Procop, which originally came out with the island back when the island was the only map, and it was super hard to find. I never see these things in the island, like they're really rare to find, and that's how it always was until they added Scorched Earth, and now you can find them all over the map on Scorched Earth, and they're really easy to spot. They're pretty much everywhere. Next we have the Megalosaurus. This one isn't super rare, but I find it kind of hard to find all the time. I never see these things in the caves and stuff, which they only spawn in caves, and for some reason they don't really spawn that much at all. I don't really see them, and they just sit here and sleep a bunch. But once Aberration was added, they spawn all over them. Like the aberrant variants of them will spawn all over the place, and you can find them pretty easily. That's going to be it for this video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe. Thanks for watching, and bye.